What is going on, Jet fans? Matt O'Leary back with another video. I am back to talk a New York Jets trade proposal from an NFL analyst. No video yesterday. I was playing farmer out in Flemington, New Jersey. I tweeted out that if the New York Jets playoff drought reaches 20 years, I may just retire from content and start raising Highland cows in Montana. That sounds like a better use of my time than talking about a team with a 20-year playoff drought. I hope we don't get there. I don't think we do. It was tongue-in-cheek, folks, but did really enjoy that yesterday. So was not around to do a video, but wanted to come back today and talk about a trade proposal that I saw for the New York Jets to land Terry McLaurin. Now, Terry McLaurin has kind of vented his frustration because he hasn't gotten paid by the Commanders. He's entering the final year of his contract, and really nothing has been offered his way. Now, he got paid once already, but he's just been consistently solid in his career, man. He's about to turn 30 years old in September, entering the last year of his deal, has posted 5 straight 1,000-yard seasons. Each of his first 6 years in the league have been over 900-yard seasons. I think it was 917, his receiving total in his rookie year, and he's played all 17 games 4 years in a row, coming off of an 82 catch, a 1,096 yard and 13 receiving touchdown season. Just, he's not the elite of the elite class, but it's just, again, solid every single year. Think Mike Evans, think actually Garrett Wilson, which honestly is a good way to transition into what we have to get into next. I'm not coming on here and saying that I wouldn't like Terry McLaurin on the Jets, obviously, but the conversation's a little bit more nuanced than that because he's likely going to be worth close to $30 million a year on a contract extension. And the Jets have reportedly been working on a contract extension to Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson's homegrown, drafted, and significantly younger than Terry McLaurin, number one. And I'm not sure the Jets are going to be able to swing paying 2 wide receivers close to $30 million. Yes, you have the example of, like the Cincinnati Bengals with their wide receiver duo. You have, a decent chunk of money going to A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith. But at the end of the day, it's very rare to see 2, wide receivers making close to that money. I get it. The salary cap goes up every single year, but that was the first kind of issue that I saw. Again, love Terry McLaurin, really, really good football player, but you're paying essentially $30 million to your wide receiver 1, $30 million to your wide receiver 2. From a roster building perspective, I don't know if it's something the Jets could pull off. Then we get to the projected trade proposal from Bleacher Report, and I don't think it makes sense. So in this proposal, the Jets would get Terry McLaurin, Austin Eckler, and a 2025 5th-round pick. The Commanders would get a 2026 second-round pick and Breece Hall. Now, I get it. There are some Jet fans who are thinking like, hey, this is likely Breece Hall's last year with the Jets. Trade him, get something back in return. And in this scenario, he'd be getting a really, really good wide receiver, and he'd be getting Austin Eckler, and there'd be a pick swap, essentially. It's got to be a 2026 5th-round pick. I don't know why I wrote 2025. That draft has passed, excuse me. But again, moral of the story, I just have a really, really hard time giving up Breece Hall and taking back Austin Eckler in exchange. This past year, Eckler had 77 attempts for 367 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns to go along with another 366 receiving yards to boot. In his prime, one of the best dual threat running backs of an era, right? Like I think of him, I think of Matt Forte, like guys like that who posted really, really good rushing and receiving seasons. And, unfortunately, we're not talking about Austin Eckler 4 or 5 years ago. We're talking about Austin Eckler for his age 30 season and showing signs of really slowing down over the last 2 years. You would not be getting the Austin Eckler that was winning you fantasy championships in 2019. That's not the guy anymore. And I get it. We kind of get back into some in this fan base going for the name recognition guys and wanting the name recognition guys. I think that would be another example of it. Like when we talked about Dalvin Cook or Odell Beckham or, signing Amari Cooper now, like we're not talking about the same player from a few years ago. Guys begin to slow down and slow down pretty quickly. And just frankly, I wouldn't trust the backfield of Braylon Allen, Austin Eckler, and Isaiah Davis to handle the workload in an offense that's projected to be very run heavy with Justin Fields as their quarterback. I don't think that's good enough. I think they need someone like a Breece Hall, who, I get it, didn't have the best year last year, but I'm significantly more confident in Breece Hall than I am Austin Eckler. And I just think the Jets, they need a wide receiver and they could use more at the position. But I don't think this is the move that really makes sense when you factor in, number one, the trade proposal that we saw from Bleacher Report here. And then on top of that, the contract extension you'd have to pay him, when also you want to give out contract extensions to Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson and eventually Jermaine Johnson. I just don't think it's something that, is going to be doable at the end of the day. Again, it's not me saying that Terry McLaurin's a bad player. I don't think that's the case. I think he's been very, very good. But I don't know how you go about giving him the contract extension he wants and the trade proposal that you're giving up a second-round pick and Breece Hall. That I'm going to say no thank you to. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm Matt O'Leary. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you next time.